I'm not techie, so you can tell me what you figure out.
Well, it'll record here, so that'll be that. Okay. All right. All right. I think most people are muted except for possibly Joy. I'm not sure. Okay. So tonight, thank you guys for coming. I know a few people might continue to hop on, and that's fine. We'll just kind of go with this and see. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long. But anyway, I really have had it on my heart lately. I was talking even to Emily, my upline. If you guys don't know Emily Walter, she is my upline. She's our Emerald upline, which is very exciting. And about some things about that have been on my heart. And I was like, I really feel like I need to talk about IPA and why it's important. The thing about IPA is, as I forget that as new people join us, that they have no idea what that means. They know that they're supposed to be doing something in this business, but they're not exactly sure what it is they're supposed to be doing. So I thought we'd talk about that, talk about the importance of it, why it is a discipline, why it is important to do every single day, and why that is. I've been also going through a book called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, but I'm going to grab it really quick. And this kind of, as I was going through this with Emily just the other day, what I realized is that, I mean, even as I'm growing, there's still more room to grow. And the law of consistency, which I think is law number 5, really, really stood out to me. And really, I mean, as I'm going through it with her, I was like, I need to share this with my team. This is good stuff. So that's kind of where we're going with this tonight. So IPA, for most of us, before we started Plexus, IPA meant something totally different. But in this business, it stands for income producing activity. Why is it important? And again, if you guys see me looking down, it's because I typed out a bunch of notes today, so I might be reading some of them. So why it's important, basically, it's what makes you money. Who wants to make money? Raise your hand if you want to make money. I like it. Money's good. Money's good. Yeah. It's what makes you money. It's what produces growth on your teams as well. So as you are growing and you're doing your IPA daily, your team is going to grow. Your paycheck is going to grow. Is it going to be the same for everybody? Absolutely not. That's just the way network marketing is. But it is also discipline. I'm talking about that a lot today. And it's also every single day. It's most important. It is every single day. Obviously, your IPA will vary from day to day. On some days, you might spend about 15 or 20 minutes, maybe just posting on Facebook and responding to a few messages. Other days, you might put in an hour or 2 or more, just depending on what is available to you, where you are in your life. But it should be something that you're working on every single day. Here's the honest truth. If you treat this business like a hobby, guess what? You get paid like a hobby. If you treat it like a job, you get paid like a job. And I can attest to that. At the very beginning, I wasn't really sure what I was doing. And I wasn't really concerned about building a team because I didn't think anybody would join me anyway. So I got paid for those efforts. Now, as I move forward, as I've done taxes on this business 2 years, it's been a huge difference between year 1 and year 2. Because you start really looking at it as a job, you start getting paid like a job. So what is it? The examples of your IPA daily. That is your individual reaching out to people, to new people, either in person, on the phone, text messages, voice text, which I really like, or voice messages, which I really like, 3-way chats. I mean, technology is awesome because there's so many different avenues to do this anymore. I think if you'd have done, network marketing, in the 90s, like with Amway or something, I probably should mention other companies, with other companies at the time, it was really more about door-to-door and phone calls and those types of things. It's completely different. I mean, I love technology. So it's reaching out to new potential people on that list that you've created. Just by show of hands, is anybody doing the 7 and 7, silver and 7? I'm just curious. Okay, so some of people are making their lists. So that's awesome. It's reaching out to those people, and it's following up with those people, and it's training. That's pretty much what IPA is pretty much every single day. So I'm going to do that a little bit more. Reaching out to people is important. You want to be reaching out to new people every single day, especially at the beginning. I will be honest, I don't necessarily do that every day anymore, because after being in the business for 2+ years, I'm running out of people that I actually know. But that's where finding new people, meeting new people, building relationships comes in. And yes, I can still get new customers even today. But it's sending a quick message. It's keeping it very, 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 very simple. At the beginning, I would send this gargantuan, like 3-page letter about why I joined Plexus, the history of Plexus, and all these things. And people were like, what is gotten into this girl? She's crazy. But I actually did get some people that read it. Probably not all of them, but I did get some people that read it. Keep it very simple. You're sending a certain message that says, hey, I know you've probably seen my Plexus post. Have you heard of it? Or, hey, if I sent you this video about Plexus, would you watch it? Simple. Keep it simple. Because what you always want to do with those people that you're reaching out with is keep starting a dialogue. All you're doing is starting a dialogue, beginning a conversation. You're not necessarily going to seal the deal or close that sale, that first sale every single time you reach out to somebody, but it's starting a dialogue. So if you give a little and leave them with a question, they give back, that kind of a thing. On another call, I'll probably go over more like explicit type of dialogues and back and forth type things, but we don't really have a ton of time for that today. And I can also talk to you guys about that individually too. But it's reaching out, keeping it simple. It's also posting on Facebook or social media. What they've been told is that you should probably stick to at least two genres of social media. It's just a little bit easier. Mine tend to be Facebook and Instagram, which my Instagram now tends to be growing more than my Facebook is. It's kind of weird. But it's still kind of trial and error because I'm still figuring out this whole Instagram thing. But I find that I'm getting more activity on my Instagram page than I am on my Facebook page anymore. Probably because all my Facebook friends are over it, but whatever. I still do get a lot of people on Facebook, but it's just an interesting phenomenon, this whole social media thing. But definitely posting on Facebook every single day. Does it need to be a Plexus ad? No. But can you show a picture of yourself running or show saying that you're working out and your lifestyle is looking health and wellnessy? That would be a really good way to be an example of what you're doing. You remember you are a health and wellness person, so your Facebook page is now your business page. Whether or not you like it, that's just how it is. So what you post on Facebook should resemble that. So you're probably not wanting to show lots of pictures of your giant ice cream or I like to post alcoholic beverages every once in a while, but not every single day because that doesn't exactly paint the best picture of me. They're going to think it's the Plexus alcoholic, but that's not going to happen. So keeping it positive, keeping it happy, those types of things on your Facebook page is what's going to draw people to you. It's attraction marketing. I'm not going to go too much into that, but that's what that is. Okay, so reaching out is one, following up. You have to follow up. You'd have to. Studies show that most people will not just come out of the woodworks to join your team, and they'll see one Plexus post and go, oh my gosh, I want to join your team, and I have 17 friends to join me with too. That doesn't happen. It has happened, but it rarely happens that way. So a lot of times when you do those initial reach outs, you're going to want to follow up. Somewhere upwards of anywhere from 3 to 5 times, upwards to 10 to 12 times on certain people. I have people that just bought last month that I have been working on for over a year. It happens. Follow-up is key. You're not necessarily following up with that person for a year every 3 days, but it's keeping that conversation, keeping that dialogue going, engaging them on social media, and it's talking to them, and it's reaching out when maybe there's a special or a coupon on a certain product, or we get a new product, and then every once in a while, they will come. They will come. So you have to follow up. This is where so many of us go wrong and quit. And if you do this, you will be doing them and yourself a disservice. Your future team, you could be actually you could be actually foregoing your future team if you don't follow up. And you'll be foregoing a lot of amazing possibilities. So don't quit the follow-up. That's what I find a lot of us go wrong is they quit. They're like, oh, nobody's responding to me. I've messaged them twice. You just keep doing it. You keep messaging them. You keep, obviously if they tell you no, leave them alone. Don't harass them. But you know what I mean? You keep following up with them to kind of gauge it. If they're not responding, maybe give it a week. Maybe if they talk to you a little bit, then you just give them their space, but you are constantly have them on your list, on your radar of people to follow up on. Again, if you don't do this, you're doing them a disservice, because I tell you, a lot of them come around. A lot of them come around. It just has to be the right timing for them and the right timing for you. And that's what I have found to be true. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is training. So a lot of people will reach out, they'll do something called a 5-3-1. They'll reach out to 5 people, they'll follow up with 3, and they'll train 1. Other people don't have time for that, and that's fine. They'll do a different version of that. They'll do, 3-2-1 a day. Other people, because of their crazy schedule, are doing 5-3-1 a week. That is up to you, but it's really important that you're doing something little every single day. But training. Now, if you don't have a team member yet, train yourself. That's what you want to do. Or find somebody to be in accountability with, another ambassador or something to that effect. But you want to train yourself and or a fellow ambassador on your team. And that can be as simple as reaching out to them saying, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing on that triplex? Or I saw this training video. I totally thought of you. Or this explains this product really well. Watch it and tell me what you think. Those are really good ways to check in with your ambassadors. And other things you could do to train yourself is to watch a training video. There are tons of good ones. I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. Also, another way to train yourself is personal development. That is kind of my passion right now. I mean, it's always been important to me, but that is really my passion right now, is personal development. That's books, that's videos, that's network marketing books. It could be faith-based books. Anything that is growing you, who you are, to further you from where you started is personal growth and development. And I know for me, sometimes I'll be in the midst of personal growth and development. I'm like, am I even growing? Is anything happening? But that's when I know I am, because I'm striving to be more than I was before, and I'm trying to learn from past mistakes. Because yes, we all have them. Some other training videos, if you're taking notes, some people to look on, sorry, my light's here. Some people to look for on YouTube that are great. Sarah Marble, she's fantastic. And not just her Plexus videos. She's got amazing things to say. Did anybody here earn the call with Sarah Marble? I'm curious. Anybody? I'm curious. Anybody learn? I think Katie did. I'm really excited. I can't wait. Next week. Anyway, Sarah Marble's great. If you are on the Destination Diamond Dream Team, the live videos that Celeste puts out are really good. Tara Castaneda is one of my favorites. I love her information. You can follow her on YouTube. She's got great practical information. I love her. Melissa Eichenhorst is another great one. Love, love, love listening to her stuff. Again, practical stuff. They're not super difficult, but it's just really stuff you're like, oh, I could do that. And paying attention to what your leaders are posting as well. By all means, feel free to go to my YouTube channel and follow me. There's some stuff there. It might help, okay? So you can go find me on YouTube. Another thing you could do is accountability, finding a running partner. It doesn't even have to be somebody on your team. It could be a sideline. Say, hey, I want to read this book. Do you really want to read this book? Let's maybe meet either on Zoom or in person, depending on where you live. And having that accountability will keep you in something, will keep you reading. So I definitely agree with that. Okay, so again, reaching out, following up, training. Now, what happens when you don't do your daily IPA? Nothing. Nothing happens. Your team won't grow, you won't grow, and then you'll eventually probably quit. And what it looks like when you stop posting on Facebook, when you stop engaging other people, they think you quit. And you may not have quit, but they think that it's not a serious thing. They think it's not important to you. Because, I mean, what you'll see like on my Facebook page right now is you'll see a lot of that stuff about my family, a lot of stuff about God, and a lot of stuff about Plexus. My people know what's important to me. My job, my family, my faith. These are the things that are important to me. So when you cut one of those out, people are thinking that that's not important to you anymore. It must not have been a big deal. It must not have been that important. It must have been something fly-by-night fad type of thing. And that is what usually results in a lot of people quitting, or people assuming that you quit. So they're not reaching out to you anymore. They're not going to follow up on something that you posted a few weeks ago or months ago, because they don't even think you're into it anymore. So IPA is definitely something you want to do every single day, because it not only legitimizes your business and you, but it legitimizes Plexus. Like, this is the real deal, the real thing. Okay, so what is IPA not? What IPA is not scrolling on Facebook or Instagram. oh, I'm just looking for stuff, looking for people, whatever. No, that is a time waster. And I know that I can get sucked into that too. So I've actually had to limit my time on Facebook or Instagram just scrolling. I'll give myself like 5 minutes to scroll through pictures, or 15 minutes on Facebook to maybe engage with people that are non-Plexus, or maybe to comment on other people's Plexus posts, because that's important too, or to find posts that I like that I might save for later, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you cannot go beyond that amount of time, because all of a sudden you'll look up and go, wow, that was 45 minutes that I don't even remember what just happened, because I just totally wasted time. So that is not what it is. Give yourself a little bit of time, but don't do that. Chatting on a team page is good. These are good things, but it's not IPA. It's not going to earn you any money. So anything you're doing that is not going to grow yourself as a person to become a better leader, or to become a better ambassador, or anything that's not actually tangibly reaching out to people to join your team or to, buy products from you, those are not income producing. And you need to limit yourself on those and be careful about how much time you waste on those, even if they're good things. Even really reading a really good article or something to that effect, limit your time on them, okay? Okay, so there's a lot of excuses that I hear about why we don't IPA. You notice that I'm using IPA as a verb? It's kind of weird. Why don't you IPA? Anyway, the first reason that I hear from a lot of people is they don't have time. And I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't believe it one bit. Everybody has time. Everybody has time to IPA at least a little bit every single day. Oh my gosh, that rhymed. That was like a poem. Okay, somebody ought to write that down. Everyone has time to commit to their business every single day. Again, if you want it to grow and if you want to actually get paid like a job, you can't go to work like your normal job every other day and expect to get paid. Or you can't just work a little bit. Oh, I'm just going to work a little bit. Or I'm not going to work today. I'm sure they'll still pay me. No, that's not how it works. If you want to get paid like a job, you work every single day. Now, some of you have other jobs. Some of you work 40 hours a week, but yet you still find 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit more, maybe some days a little bit less, to put into your business every single day. So I don't, everybody has time to do that. If you have 20 minutes, even if it's broken up, like, okay, I've got 5 minutes in the morning to send 3 messages. I've got 10 minutes during my lunch. I got 10 minutes before I go to bed to read 10 pages in my personal development book. Everybody has that time. If it's broken up, that's fine. If it's all together, that's fine. But everybody has that time. Will it take sacrifice? Sure, it should, because that's what a job does. That's what earning money does. It's sacrifice. So you need to have time to work your Plexus business, even if it's a little bit every single day. How do you fit it in? Okay, it's a little sidebar on not having time. So how do you fit it in? A couple things that I've done, figured out, is to, number one, redeem my commute. So if I'm working ma and I am going to work in the morning, I have there's tons, like those people that I mentioned on YouTube. You can put on a YouTube video. You don't need to watch them. Please don't watch them while you're driving, because that would be bad. But you turn them on. You can listen to a training on your way to work, on your way home. You can listen to an audiobook on your way to work, on your way home. Redeem your commute. If you have phone calls to make, to reach out to people, you could totally call people, not on your handheld, but on your Bluetooth or whatever, on your way to work, on your way home. That's one way. Multitasking. I'm a big one about this. When I'm getting ready for bed, or when I'm getting ready in the morning, or when I'm making dinner, I can throw up my iPad or my phone and watch a training, listen to a training as I go. I'm doing the things I need to do as mom, as wife, all these things I need to do. However, I can actually listen to something and learn during that time, and it's not taking away from my time as mom and wife and all these other things that I need to do. If I'm cleaning the house, I can throw on a video. Absolutely. So multitask. Decide, this is what some people do. I have not done it yet, but some people swear by it. They decide before they go to bed. They have their list of 100 or their list of 63, depending on how you're working that, by their bed. And so every night before they go to bed, they look at their list. Okay, I'm going to contact this person, this person, this person, this person. I'm going to follow up with these 3. I've got it. I know what I'm going to do. So while they're at their lunch break during work the next day, or while their kid's down for their nap, they don't have to think about it. They go, oh, I need to send these messages out really quick. A lot of times it's just a quick copy and paste. And it's just a quick, tweak it to make it fit that person, make it personal, and you're done. I mean, you can have those messages sent in less than 10 minutes to 8 people. Easy peasy. But you've already prepped yourself. You've done the work ahead of time. Oh, I'm going to reach out to this person. I've already talked to this person. Follow up, done. Okay. So these are ways to fit it in. Easy peasy. Another thing you can do, Katie's really good at this actually, is buffering your posts. You can get the app Buffer. It's free if you are just using it for your personal page. And you can actually create your posts ahead of time. You can actually create them throughout the week on Sunday and have it post, twice a day throughout your week, and it's set to go. Okay. I don't recommend doing Buffer for your whole week for your personal page because sometimes algorithms work weird. But if you want to at least get one of your posts like while you're working set to go, okay, so I want this to go at 8 a.m. every single morning. And you just copy and paste. You can add pictures, that kind of a thing. I think you can also do this for Instagram as well. But easy peasy, done and done, no excuses, right? Also, if you're saving posts on Facebook, Sylvia talked about this a while ago. If you're saving a post on Facebook that somebody's using, save it. Don't necessarily use it right away, okay? I am annoyed. I'm just going to say it. I am annoyed when I see the same random question post or contest post or something by every other person on Facebook, and it's just in my feed, and I'm like, this is the same thing. This is boring. So if somebody has a lot of the same Facebook friends, they're going to be just as annoyed, and it looks canned, it looks unprofessional, and it looks like you're all copying each other. So the best thing you can do about a post that you can save on Facebook, I probably have hundreds of posts saved that I just scroll through and pick from. You save it, and then I would suggest maybe a few days or even a week later, especially if it's a popular one, doing it again, copying it, pasting it, and using, maybe tweaking the words a little bit to make it sound like it's coming from you, but change the timing of it. Also, I don't even have this in my notes. Don't share posts. Don't share them. Copy and paste them and make them your own. When you share, I don't know if anybody has a mother like mine who, my light's all jacked up here, her entire Facebook feed is shared posts, entire Facebook feed. And what happens is when I see a shared post, I rarely even look at it. I'm going to be honest. I rarely look at it because it just looks like somebody's shared random joke or something like that. So in majority, you can actually, there's studies, shared posts are viewed less. So copy it, paste it, make it your own. If you are going to share a post, don't just hit share. Make sure you are writing above why you are sharing this. Make sure there's some information that looks like it's coming from you. That wasn't even in my notes. You can thank me for that later. The whole point about saving posts, you guys, is to work smarter, not harder. You don't need necessarily reinvent the wheel, okay? I do recommend coming up with your own stuff every once in a while, but you do not need to reinvent the wheel here. It does not need to be hard. This is fun, right? This is fun. All right, so that was my sidebar on how to fit it in. Okay, another reason why people say, I don't have time to APA, it's not only the time as they are tired of all of the no's. Shake your head if somebody's told you no. Shake your head if somebody's told you no a lot. Guess what? I've been told no the most out of all you. You know why? Because I'm the furthest of you guys. Doesn't mean that one day you might surpass me, because you very well might. I'm not going to let you though. Anyway, but the people that are furthest in this company have been told no the most. And what they have not allowed those no's to do is to deter them, is to throw them, is to derail them. Do they hurt? Totally. Do they suck? Totally. But the no's are no reason for you to quit. Most times, and what I will tell you guys is most time no's, they don't often result, or they're not always no's, I guess is what I want to say. A lot of my no's have turned into yeses because I have continued to follow up with them. Unless they are adamant, no, I hate you and Plexus is lame, then you're going to continue that relationship with them. You're not necessarily going to talk Plexus with them, but you're going to continue that relationship with them. So that one day when they're complaining about being broke or when they're complaining about feeling sick, you'd be like, hey, dude, you remember what I do, right? And you can bring up that kind of conversation with them. But the no's should not sway you. And this is where so many people get stuck. They're tired of the no's. It's become personal for them and it hurts too much. Well, here's the thing. They are not rejecting you. they're rejecting Plexus, or they're rejecting the cost, or they're rejecting supplements. They are not rejecting you. And so you cannot allow those no's to sway you or to change your drive to move forward. You just can't, because if you do, you will fall into that trap and you will quit. That's inevitably what's going to happen. And by the way, I said no first. I said, no way, Jose, for an entire year. I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, what is this pink drink? I kind of mocked it a little bit in my head. I said, no way for a long time. And then I rejected it because I was like, oh, I can't afford it. And then I rejected it because I was like, oh, it's network marketing. Then I just went, why not? So that's kind of how it happened for me. I said no too. And I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well. I know Joy did. Joy said no. I'm never doing anything with Plexus, blah, blah, blah. And look at her now. Anyway, the last reason so many people don't IPAs, because it correlates kind of with the time issue, is life's circumstances. And I don't know, this team has had a lot of life happen in the last few months. We've had sickness, we've had death, we've had disease, we've had lost jobs, we've had a lot of life, a lot of stuff happening. I know in my own 2 years being in Plexus, I've had a lot of life happen too. And but here's where the rubber meets the road. It's when life happens that should motivate you to move forward. It shouldn't derail you. Yes, it will definitely put a pause in things, especially depending on what's happening in your life. And that's the beauty of this business. A lot of times we have amazing friendships rallying around us, and we have people that continue to work our business even when we can't. I love the whole idea of One Plexus. That's what it's amazing. But the one thing about, I want to challenge you guys is life will always be hard and there will always be trying times, but that should motivate you to keep going. It's in these times that your why needs to be revisited. We talk about whys all the time. Why are you doing this business? Why? It's when our why isn't big enough that we start to falter. It's when we forget to revisit our why that we start to quit, or start to think about quitting, or maybe post less, or pull away more. Your why has to be big enough. And if it's not big enough, you will eventually quit. In these times where life is hard, you will not feel motivated at all. You don't want to post. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to reach up. You do not want to follow up. You do not want to do any of these things, but you have to do it anyway, because that is what disciplined network marketers do. And that is what, when those times are the darkest, or maybe when that spouse loses that job, or maybe when this is happening, that giant bill comes due, that should motivate us to work harder and to push forward and to push through. The Law of Consistency is in this awesome book. You guys tell me you need to go get this book, okay? So we all know Sylvia Porter, right? Sapphire Ambassador. Used to intimidate me. Now I just laugh because I love Sylvia. She tells you, and she's always said this since right when she hit Emerald, I remember her mentioning this. So this is about 1.5 years ago. She said, the way you truly make it in this business is if you decide, 1, never to give up, and 2, to always be consistent. These 2 things are the things that are going to keep you in this business. John Maxwell talks about law number 5, law of consistency. He says this, you guys, motivation gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you growing. So again, motivation gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you growing. You guys, I see a lot of people start this business super motivated. I'm gonna go to the top. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get skinny, and this is gonna happen. And then somebody tells them no, and then somebody else tells them no, or then stuff comes up and they get busy, and all of a sudden that motivation is totally dissipated. That's the difference. The motivation will get you kind of going in the beginning, but it's the discipline that keeps you growing. It's the day-to-day. It's those tiny, small, little things that you do, that incremental growth that eventually will result in big things over time. You will see the fruit of it later, I guarantee it. If you haven't watched Melissa Eichenhorst's video, The Long Haul, write that down. You'll want to watch it. It's actually in our new ambassador page. I'm actually, I think, going to go back and watch it again. It's really good because, guys, people want a quick fix. We want miracle pills that make us skinny. We want this business to take off super, super fast and us to get rich quick. It usually doesn't work that way. But if you can commit to 4 years of network marketing and see where you are in 4 years, the raises and the percentage of growth that you will have will be far outweigh anything that you do in any other business. I mean, when I was teaching, I was lucky to maybe get $1,000 extra a month, or a year, not a month. That would have been nice. A year. I mean, if you look at this pay scale that we had, it was kind of ridiculous. And when I look at my growth from last January to this January, wow, that's nice. That's when you actually do start seeing those bigger monthly increases. So small, repeated things. So he goes on to say, he states that in order to be consistent, you need to start with small, simple things. Like I said, don't bite off more than you can chew, you guys, because that will burn you out. And we've seen that happen too. You'll get discouraged, and then more than likely you will quit. He says small disciplines repeated with consistency, ding, ding, every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. So it won't necessarily be a Celeste, oh, I became Emerald in 4.5 months. Not normal, you guys, not normal. And she knows it's not normal. But it definitely will move you forward with those slow, simple, incremental progress. And the fruit you will see, I guarantee it. The problem with a large group of network marketers is they quit too soon. They don't see success overnight. And like I was said before, or they get discouraged with all the no's and they give up. And Maxwell states, most people, and this hit home for me, you guys. Most people never realize how close they are to achieving significant things because they give up too soon. They give up too soon. And it breaks my heart to see somebody who I know will be amazing in this business and to do really, really well, but they get so caught up in all of the stuff that isn't happening that they don't see what is, and they don't do those little disciplined things every single day, and they quit. And they could have been amazing. I still pray for them. But that's the thing that I want you guys to realize is it's those daily, small, little things that you do every single day. If you are consistent, and just like Sylvia says, and you do not quit, you will have success in this business. It may not be at the rate of other people, but you will have success. Last thing I want to talk about, again, the why. We talked about that a little bit more. The reason you had for joining. He mentions having a strong why will help you keep going when the discipline of learning becomes difficult, discouraging, or tedious. If your growth is connected to your values, dreams, and purpose, you'll know why you're doing it, and you'll be more likely to follow through. Revisiting that why is key. It's in those times of defeat and trial and hardship that is when we need to take another glance at your why and recall once again why we're doing this. I have my why posted like all over, my computer in my house. I think I need to print it out and put it a few more places because it reminds me, yep, this is why I'm doing this. This sucks right now. The back office sucks right now, or this is hard right now, or why aren't people reordering right now? But I go back to my why. This is why I'm doing this, and I'm just going to work that much harder. And again, one thing I want to reiterate too, if you are not growing, your team is not growing. Ouch, right? If you are not growing personally, your team is not growing because they are waiting, because you are becoming a better leader and you're growing deeper and you're figuring out what makes you tick and why you do certain things that you do. If you are not doing those things, your team will follow suit. They follow what you do. Okay, if you are not growing, your team is not growing. And sometimes we really need to focus on what is holding us back from this. I'm still working on a lot of stuff, you guys, that's holding me back, and I'm finally, I think, able to pinpoint and say out loud what's holding me back. And that's hard to do. But I've had to just give that over to the Lord. I've had to completely give that over to the Lord and just going, this is my gunk. See what you're going to do with it. And that's been really, really hard to do, but so good, so good. Personal growth, you guys. Personal growth is key. Okay, so those daily little discipline steps that on any given day may seem insignificant, but over time they will create radical difference. You may not think those little follow-ups and reach outs are doing anything, but I promise you there will be fruit over time. So don't quit, and you won't give up. Don't quit, don't give up. So I have a little practical challenge. Who's ready for a challenge? Now, I'm going to actually unmute you guys. Unless you're super, super loud, just mute yourself. I'm going to unmute you. Wait, why wouldn't me do that? Unmute. Okay. Woo! Well, a couple of us have some funky stuff going on. So if you're super loud, just me in the back. If you're super loud, then just mute yourself. But I have a couple of challenges for you guys. IPA challenge, okay? So what I'm thinking about doing is creating a little message thread, because it's only going to be like a couple of weeks.
Give you a washcloth?
Okay, maybe I'll just mute everybody. Mute everybody. We'll come back to this in a minute. Okay.
You keep talking.
Okay, sorry about that. Still a little loud. Okay, so my first challenge is a mini blitz. So you might want to write this down. This is going to be 7 days. Okay. My challenge to you is in the next 7 days, and some of you are already doing this on a couple of the pages, so just let it overlap. You don't need to do it twice. Is in the next 7 days, reach out to 50 people. So if you do the math, I mean, that's not that many per day, right? 50 people in 7 days, and I want you to send them this message. Hey, if I sent you a short video about plexus, would you watch it? Not that hard, right? Pretty easy, huh? I have a video that I have for you guys to send. You don't have to send it, but why find another one if I'm going to give it to you? And you're going to send that, and if they say yes, then you're going to send them the video, and all you want to do is to start the dialogue. Okay? Who thinks that sounds pretty easy, right? 50 people. I think that's easy. Yeah, 50 people. Now, I have, it's so funny. Somebody has a sign, lower hand. That's funny. I actually have a ton of people on Facebook that I've already done this to. So I'm actually going to be doing this on Instagram, because I have a lot of followers over there that I've never really started that contact with. So that's going to be my challenge. So 50 people, 7 days. If I sent you this video, plexus video, would you watch it? That's all you're going to ask. And then we're going to see how that happens. Underneath, I'm going to post this link up later today. So, or tonight, once I upload it to YouTube. What I'm going to do is probably have you guys start commenting who is going to be doing this challenge. And then we'll probably put everybody in a messenger thread just for encouragement. It's only going to be a week, kind of a thing. My other challenge, so anyway, that makes sense to everybody? The first challenge makes sense. Super easy, and it doesn't make you think like you have anything hard to do. The second challenge is this. I was having a coaching call with Jory. Is Jory on here? I don't know if she's on here. I think I saw her earlier. And we were talking about the time it takes to make a habit. And we're like, oh, you know, like the 21-day fix. So we're going to do a plexus style 21-day fix. And that is, you are committing to, for 21 days straight, no weekends, working on your plexus business. 21 days straight. That means you are doing your reach outs, you're doing quick follow-ups. And again, like on a Sunday, I'm not expecting you to sit down and do, 2 power hours. I'm just saying you are committed to doing something in your business for 21 days straight, because I'm really anxious to see what happens in your business if you commit to doing 21 days straight and making it a habit, because that will make all these things that I'm talking about discipline, and make them those small little things that you are doing every single day. Those disciplines will become habit. And that's kind of that's where the whole 21-day fix kind of comes into it. If you do this for 21 days, it eventually makes a habit. We've all seen those types of studies before. So that's what that is going to do. I'll be posting about that as well. Again, if you are in another group right now that is really focusing on IPA, just say that. You do not need to do both, because I don't want, again, like I said before, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. But it's something that when this group is done, you can be like, oh, I'll do this then. The 21-day fix thing, or the 21-day straight, I think anybody can do. I just think you're committing to working on your business for 21 days straight. And that's what I think you guys should do. So that is my IPA challenge for you guys. I'll probably be doing one message or thread. And when the 7 days are over and you're done, you could just leave it. But I probably will have it up for 21 days for whoever wants to be in it. Whoever just wants to say, yeah, I'm into working my business consistently. I'm into making discipline a habit, because you don't want to be in the habit of quitting. I know a lot of people that come and go in this business. They leave, like Celeste was saying earlier tonight when I was on this call with her, they leave because they have little belief in themselves, and they leave because they have little belief in this company. But if you are committing to daily small increments of discipline, working your business every single day, that belief will grow, that belief in yourself, that belief in this company, belief in our products, that will continue to grow. And this will be not only a habit, but it will be part of your life. So I'm going to now unmute us. Dare to unmute. Woo! And I just want to open up the questions, see what we have. I think it was kind of long, but I had a lot of stuff to chat about.
Be quiet, baby.
If you have like people talking background, if you could just mute yourself, that would be great. But does anybody have questions or thoughts or anything to add? Maybe I missed.
I have a question.
Yes. Where are you?
I'm Pam.
Yeah, go for it.
I have a question about that app you were talking about. It's the Buffer app. Is that what it's called?
Yes, it's called Buffer. It's free. You can actually pay for, I know Katie has the Buffer app. Right, Katie?
Yeah, I pay if you want to do it on courses, like this one I'm running those workout challenges. Anyway,
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you, Katie. Can't hear. Too loud. Maybe I'll unmute. I'm gonna here. Hold on. I'm gonna mute everybody and then unmute. Hold on. Unmute. Okay, go, Katie.
okay. So the Buffer, it's free if you just want to do on your own personal page. So that's a great option for just the daily posting. I decided to go ahead and pay for it, which is $10 a month, and it allows me to post on multiple different groups. I think as many as you want. And so for me, when I first did it, it was when I was running that workout challenge. And so I'm like, there's no way I'm getting up at 5 a.m. every morning and posting all this stuff. So I joined it and I did it, and it's just been, it makes it so easy for me because I like to be able to sit down and really focus and think strategically about what I'm going to post, like for the month or whatever, because I have a customer page that I run too. And so then once it's in there, it's in there. And so I buffer my personal posts, like personal plexus posts. I buffer my team page posts. I buffer my customer page posts. If I'm doing a workout group, it just makes it a lot easier. So if that's worth it to you, for me, $10 a month was worth it to be able to like have that taken care of.
And the tax write-off, which is awesome.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
But for you, Pam, like, I mean, I don't have the one I pay for. I'm considering it though. But for what we do, if you just want to buffer your posts on your page, the free one's totally adequate for that.
Yeah. Okay, great. I know when I'm babysitting the kids, it's like I cannot get an early one done.
For sure.
So awesome. Thanks for the info. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so I'm going to mute people, see if we have any questions.
Alyssa,
Any other questions?
Alyssa, not to be the negative one, but I thought we were discouraged from using Buffer.
Here, I'll tell you in a second. Hold on.
All right.
Yes. Okay. The question is, yes, Buffer, you don't want to necessarily use it for all of your posts because algorithms and so what have you makes it, sometimes Buffer posts will be less seen. It's definitely something that you can do, but not necessarily for all of your posts. Does that make sense? But like for what Katie's doing, putting them on group pages, it doesn't matter because they're on a group page and everybody eventually will see them. So that's kind of the difference. But yeah, don't buffer all of your posts. But if you are a working mama and you don't have time to post at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever, or 7 o'clock in the morning, have it set up to do that. And the main thing you can do, Andrea, to get people to see those is you could that's where we all come in to like and comment on your posts because that will bust them, that will push them up in the feed whether they're buffered or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So don't buffer all of them, but definitely it's a tool to help you get that IPA in. Okay, good question. All right. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so can you repeat the second challenge because my phone cut out and I had to call back.
No problem. Okay, so the 21-day fix list?
Yes.
Okay, so it's basically you're just committing to working your business for 21 days. No break. Here, hold on. Continue. All right, I'm going to unmute you. Okay, so yeah, so you're going to commit to 21 days straight working on your business, no breaks. And I kind of my goal is to see growth in not only you personally, but also growth in your business and just in creating time in your day and the discipline in your day to work, do something in your business. I know some days will be different than others. I'm not saying commit to an hour. If you have 15 minutes a day, commit those 15 minutes, but just commit to 21 days straight of those 15 minutes. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I'll put everybody on like a thread so we can encourage, or if you're like, oh, somebody asked me this, what do I do? We'll have that kind of support for you guys.
Okay.
All right, cool. Going for the loud again. All right, any other questions?
What book are you reading right now, Alyssa?
What book am I reading right now?
Yes.
I'm reading 2 books. Right now I'm reading The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, and I am rereading The Circle Maker. Who's read The Circle Maker? Who's read it? So good. In fact, it was so good I'm rereading it. In fact, I'm that type of person who writes a lot in my books, like lots of underlines and stuff. I'm actually re-underlining things. Very, 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 very good book. I kind of like to read 2 at a time. I'm that dorky person that reads 2 books.
Okay, so that one says 15 valuable, I'm sorry, what?
15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. It's John Maxwell. It's fantastic. Pretty much anything from John Maxwell is pretty good. I just got through reading the 25 Ways to Win with People. His stuff doesn't read like a textbook. It's really straight, easy to read, easy to understand, very simple, but good information. Anything John Maxwell, but this 15 Laws of Invaluable Laws of Growth is fantastic.
Okay.
Everybody should read it, hands down. All right, any other questions? IP related, non-IP related? Okay. Any other thoughts? Any of my leaders have anything to add?
I just put the comment up there earlier when you're talking about if you use people's posts, just reminding people to comment on the post that you're using. Don't just take it.
And not just like it. If you comment, it's again the Facebook thing. If you comment, it actually boosts things. And if you have at least 2 comments, it boosts in people's feed. Like it as well. But also, additionally to that, you guys, if you're going to save somebody's post and use it later, you definitely want to comment and post or like it. You definitely want to do something. It's just nice to do that. Don't just steal their post and use it later. Definitely want to put a little bit of yourself, and you can just be like, yeah, I totally agree. It could be
So are you busy on the computer?
like
Just a second. Almost done.
Okay, I'm gonna. Any other questions before I let us go?
Yeah.
Okay.
She liked the soup. It was just.
All right. Well, then, if there's no more thoughts, I will say thank you for coming, and I will be posting about the 21-day challenge and the 7-day IPA challenge because I'm going to want to do this. I will hopefully have this recording posted if I can figure it out. To share with your team members and to put on your team meeting. Okay? Any other thoughts?
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great night.
Thank you.
And I will see you soon.